Hello everybody. In my last couple videos, I demonstrated something called personal wavelength, and I showed you how we can test the energy of certain substances against our body to see if it's beneficial or detrimental. Well, I want to follow up on those videos by showing you something that's a little bit mind-blowing, I have to admit. In the last videos, I was using the pendulum on my physical body to show you what was beneficial and detrimental. But now things are going to get even more interesting. So let's just see what I mean. I'm going to give you a little demo below and explain as I go. Okay guys, so here we are in my part 4 of my demo on personal wavelengths. And as I just mentioned, in all of the other videos, I was using my physical body for the testing over the back of my hand. And then you know what? It doesn't even have to be the back of my hand. It could be my arm, it could be my leg, it could be anything. But I bet you wouldn't believe that it could also be just a simple piece of paper. We call this a witness, and this is just a picture of me. And it could be a picture, or it could just be a plain piece of paper wiped with some of my oils from my head or my nose. But for now, we'll just use a photograph. In this, I love to use a photograph because it's very simple for a client to just take a picture of themselves with their phone and send it to me. I can print it out and that's my witness. So just the same way I was able to get my personal wavelength on my hand. Now I'm gonna start from scratch just to show you I don't need my hand to lock into this wavelength. So with this, I'm just gonna wave the pendulum back and forth over the photograph, and you can see I'm letting out the string length until it starts to catch and spin. And once it spins, now I know I have my wavelength. So I'm not going to move at the slightest muscle, and I'm just going to pull this piece of paper away, and you can see that it lost its spin. I'm going to move it back with me underneath, and now it's spinning again. So this is the exact same concept that we already went over as far as if the rotation of the spin gets stronger, then something is going to be beneficial. So to give you an example of something that I know will be beneficial to me, I'm going to take that special ring that I tell you that I always wear when I'm working, and I'm going to just put it on top of the picture. And now you can see that the spin is getting stronger. If I take the ring away, it'll go back down to my normal baseline. Now, of course, this is going to work with detrimental as well as beneficial. So now we're going to go back and get that evil coffee that I know is not good for me. And now I don't cover my whole face. I just have to make contact. Just have to make contact with the photograph. So let me get my baseline again. And I'm just going to put it over the corner. And now watch, it immediately stops and goes in a reverse order. And if we let it go for a couple of seconds, you'll see that the degree to detrimental is quite large. So I now move it off and it'll slowly neutralize. And then it'll go back to my normal baseline, which is spinning in a clockwise position. So now you're probably still thinking, yeah, Paula, but this is you, and it might be just easy to connect to you. So I just want to let you know that if I have a picture of anything in the whole world, anything in the universe, I can test it. And I don't want to use any photographs from any clients. So we'll just use the most handsome dog on earth. This is my dog Guinness. Isn't he beautiful? So now we can do the same thing. And how wonderful is this? Because, you know, animals can't talk to us. And we might not know if we're giving our animal either a supplement or a certain food. We don't know if the dog is getting a stomach ache or if its body is well, we might know if it's getting a stomach ache if the dog is, gassy. But other than that, we might not know what's happening with the dog. So now I have to start again because although I think Guinness and I are on the same wavelength, we may or may not be. So I have to start at the very shortest string length and slowly start letting it out until I'm getting a spin for him specifically. Okay, so this is Guinness's baseline now. And I have a couple of items that I gathered, and I didn't test any of this yet. So I'm not really sure what's going to happen because these are new products. This is a Canine Advantix. I don't know if you can see it or not, but this is a tick and flea medication. So I'm going to put this over him and see what happens. So it's not making any change really whatsoever. It's not increasing him, but it's not decreasing him. And that's the most important part. I mean, we just want to make sure that what we're giving the dog isn't going to be detrimental to him. So I feel very confident giving this to my dog. But now, my husband came home from the grocery store the other day with something that was not approved by me to give to our dog. So again, I have not tested this yet. Well, you know what? I don't even have to take it out of the package. Let's see if we can get this going. I'm just going to get Guinness's baseline, and I'm going to take this package and I'm going to put it over the edge of him. And look at that. This is the equivalent of eating Doritos or Twinkies. This is absolutely detrimental for my poor little pooch. Needless to say, he doesn't get many treats. He never gets many treats. Treats are not something that is a staple, nor should they be for your dog unless you've tested them and you're sure that they're, if they're wholesome, nutritious treats, that's one thing. But this crap that you get in the grocery store is exactly what it is. It's crap. And I certainly don't mean any harm, and please, Purina, don't come after me. But the truth of the matter is it's not beneficial for our poor dogs. So I hope that quick demo gave you an idea of how I do some of the things I do on remote. You cannot imagine the power of just a simple photograph. If I have a photograph of, like I said, of anybody or anything in the universe, and I print out that photograph, I can do a whole series of tests. I can see exactly what would be beneficial and what would be detrimental to that person or animal. So something to keep in mind, if you're not local to Rockland, Maine, and you would like this testing done, all I need is your photograph, and then you could either give me a list of the items that you want to test. I know this sounds crazy too, and I will do this in my next demo. Not only do I have to take the physical thing and put it on the physical picture, but I can also put a photograph of a physical thing onto another photograph, and just those two paper photographs would give me the same result. It would tell me if it's beneficial or not beneficial, and that will be the subject of the next video, so stay tuned.